Close your eyes for a minute. I want you to imagine your morning commute. And no, this isn't about you loving or hating your job. Just trust me. Close your eyes for just a second. Now imagine you're on your way to work. You've already woken up, you got dressed, you had a little something to eat, and now you're in your car driving. You're making it through lights, a couple turns, maybe a few exits on the highway, and of course, you hit some traffic. Now, if you're not a driver, then just imagine you're on the bus or on the train, and depending on your commute, maybe you're taking both. You're looking at advertisements you've seen a million times before. Maybe you recognize a few faces of people who are on the same schedule as you, and it all just seems familiar, perfectly normal. You might have listened to a podcast or your favorite playlist to get yourself pumped up. You might get caught up on the news, social media, respond to a few emails before you get into the office, just everyday stuff. Just another day filled with activities, habits, and things you've seen 100 times before. You've done it so many times, you don't even remember it or recognize you're doing it when you're doing it because you're in that familiar, almost Zen-like state of mind. You are completely zoned out. Finally, you get to work, you sit down at your desk, and you just snap out of it. You've arrived, and you wonder, how did I get here? I mean, you know how you got there, but you don't remember how you got there. It just happened. It's amazing you didn't hurt someone or yourself. Your brain was on autopilot, your body was running on pure muscle memory, and when it was all said and done, you got where you needed to go. Now open your eyes. That is what being a good investor feels like, and that's how you make money grow.
Welcome to Making Money Grow, a class about investing. In this class, you're going to learn the fundamentals of the stock market, investing, and how to make the money you have grow. Whether you're planning for retirement or just trying to catch up, we're going to walk you through what you need to know about how to manage your money wisely, avoid costly mistakes, and increase that confidence that you have for your financial future. I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Julian.
And we're the authors of the best-selling and award-winning book, Cashing Out, Win the Wealth Game by Walking Away. It was one of the best personal finance books of 2023 and voted best overall for investing. We're also the co-creators of richandregular.com and the co-hosts of the Rich and Regular podcast. We are passionate about money and even more passionate about helping people. We are thrilled that you have decided to let us help you learn more about investing. Here's what you can expect.
This class is self-paced, so it may take you 4 hours or it may take you more. The pace is completely up to you. Whether you're completely new to investing or not, we recommend watching every lesson in the order it's designed in this class. This will ensure you aren't confused by any references, stories, activities, or assignments that may have come before it.
Now, we've also designed this class to be engaging because that's just how we roll. And we really want to make sure that what you learn from this class doesn't go in one ear and out the other. So yes, you will see us, your instructors, but you'll also see footage to make some of the stories more engaging. You'll see media clips, graphs, and data visualizations to help you better understand the subject matter. Now, if you're watching this, then there's a good chance that you're a visual learner. So we want to make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that you get the most out of this experience.
You know how in some motivational or inspirational talks, there's that moment where it feels like there's no one else in the room and the speaker is talking directly to you? This is that moment. Maybe you haven't always been good at math. Maybe you even believe you're just naturally bad at it. And if you walk away with nothing else, our hope is that when you're done with this class, you understand this. Being a good investor boils down to 2 skills and 5 traits. Think of them as the art and science of making money grow. And when you combine them, you have a powerful recipe for financial success. So let's start with the skills. First is math. Obviously, we're talking a lot about investing in this class, and there will be some math involved. You see that, kid? That was me in the 3rd grade. Now, aside from remembering some of the ridiculous sweaters my mom used to put me in, I also remember that was the earliest memory of learning some of the core principles that are important for learning how to invest. Now, if you're anything like me, you may not have been good at math then, but you can be better at math now. Studies have shown that there is no such thing as people who are naturally good at math or have some genetic advantage. Instead, your math ability has far more to do with your attitude towards it. You can either have what's called an incremental orientation, which means you believe your ability can improve with practice, or you have an entity orientation where you believe your abilities are fixed. To get the most out of this class, it's important to feel confident and capable in your math skills. So knowing how to work with percentages, fractions, and the differences between exponential and linear growth are essential for making smart financial decisions. Look, it is normal to feel a little bit rusty, but don't worry, that is why we're here. So to strengthen your foundation, we highly recommend getting a workbook specifically designed to refresh your math skills and reboot that part of your brain. Because spending just a few minutes a day sharpening those skills can make a huge difference in your confidence levels.
Now, the second skill is literacy, specifically financial literacy. And by that, I'm referring to your ability to comprehend the unique language of the investing world. And see that girl? That's 5-year-old me. She was an early reader and a lover of words. I used to get lost in books because my parents taught me that literacy was the path to freedom. And so I loved escaping through words. Now, for you, it's important to understand financial terms and how they're going to affect your goals. At first, it may all sound like a foreign language, but if you commit and make an effort to learn it, you'll become more fluent and gain the confidence to act in your best interest. Now, over the years, what we've seen is that people get excited about investment opportunities, but then they get discouraged when they're confronted with these unfamiliar terms or concepts on the website or in the app that they're trying to participate in. That old insecurity creeps in, they get frustrated, and then they stop. So look, we're going to do our part to help accelerate your understanding, but we really need you to do your part to maintain composure. Don't let that frustration take over and stay the course. Now, to help with that, we'll be including some required reading and pointing you to some resources in your assignments that can help you get up to speed on your financial terminology. That's it for the skills. You got math and you got financial literacy. Developing these 2 skills is going to enhance your critical thinking and problem-solving abilities, and it's going to make you better prepared to manage risk. All of those things make you less vulnerable to being taken advantage of and set you up for success. Now let's talk about traits. There are also 5 traits that you'll need to develop to make your money grow. The first is focus. Now, although I may not be familiar with your specific situation, I'm willing to bet that distractions have gotten in the way of you achieving your financial goals in the past. Maybe you started down one path, but were sidetracked by a friend or a family member doing something else. Or possibly you were just dealing with other things in your life, like an aging parent, children, or layoffs. The point is, life throws something at you, maybe several things at you, and it causes you to lose focus on just how important investing is. Well, the good news is that we're here now and we have your attention. Let's work together and ensure that we remain focused on what we're learning and put systems in place to prevent future distractions from derailing us again.
The second trait is discipline. Now, this one is tricky because if you're anything like me, you may find that you're hyper-disciplined in some areas of your life, but not in others. This means you've already developed the skill, you just may struggle with applying it to this aspect of your financial life, and we'll talk about that throughout the class to help you apply it to your finances. It is crucial that you don't underestimate how important discipline is when it comes to investing. In fact, it can also be helpful to remind yourself of the areas in your life where you're already disciplined, such as prayer, exercise, or maintaining friendships. Whatever that thing is, remind yourself that you don't lack discipline, you just may not have applied it to this area of your life yet. The third trait we'll explore to make your money grow is wisdom. Wisdom is the application of your knowledge and experience to make sound judgments and choices. Now, when I say experience, this doesn't necessarily mean job experience. It means having the ability to draw on your past experiences or the experiences of others to inform your decision making. Good financial decisions require both quantitative and experiential or qualitative inputs. So while data and numbers are important and may lead you in one direction, you also need to consider the realities of life, how certain decisions make you feel, and competing priorities. Taking this holistic approach will not only improve your financial decisions, but also ensure that you feel comfortable with the decisions that you actually make. It's like we always say, math has rules and life doesn't care.
Okay, the fourth trait is clever. And I can already imagine what you're thinking, like, Kirsten, why do I need to be clever? Well, I don't want you to think of clever as just your ability to crack jokes or display this particular style of intelligence. That's cool, but that's not what I want you to focus on. Think of clever as the opposite of naive. It's your innate ability to think quickly, solve problems effectively, and most importantly, prevent fraudulent activity. With so many scammers out there, you gotta have confidence in both your offense and your defense. Your defense needs to deflect or deter anything that tries to steer you away from your goals of financial growth. It's gotta tickle that sense of discernment that you got and protect you from getting taken advantage of. Look, I can't guarantee you that a threat will never come your way, but if it does, being clever ensures that any attempts to harm you will require a sophisticated or really devious effort. Okay, and the last trait. This one might just be my favorite. The last trait is your ability to surrender. And although that term may have some religious connotations, we're using it here in a very specific way. Because in order to make your money grow and become the investor that you want to be, you have to fundamentally understand the role that you play in your investing story. If this were a movie, would you be the hero, the villain, or the best supporting actress? Now, you may think that you're supposed to be the hero or that I want you to be the hero, but I don't. I actually want you to be the supporting actress. In fact, I want you to be the best supporting actress you can be and let the stock market take the lead. Your job is to set them up and let the stock market knock them down. It's so easy to become ego-driven when it comes to investing, but it's important to let go of that mindset. The goal is not to pat yourself on the back, but to make good decisions and set your investments up for the market to work in their favor. If you want to truly understand how investing works, you have to let go of the fact that you're the biggest contributor to the creation of your wealth. Because you're not. Your personal efforts only contribute to a portion of your success. And the longer you do it, or the more you invest, your role actually becomes even smaller. Your job is to plant the seeds, but you have no control over external factors like the sun, the wind, or the rain. If you tie your ego to the end result, you may never fully be satisfied because your contribution was minimal. You played a small part, but Mother Nature did the rest. And the same applies to investing. You control your contributions and the income you make, but the forces that make that money grow exist outside of you. Learning how to surrender to those forces is going to give you clarity, strengthen your decision making, and help you accept the outcome.
And at the end of each lesson, there are also assignments. This serves two purposes. First, it allows you to practice retention and understanding of what we've learned. Some of these may seem a little repetitive, but that's because with repetition comes new habit formation. And with new habit formation comes a greater likelihood of the desired outcome. Secondly, the assignments are designed to help you construct core parts of your own investment plan. This way, by the time you're done, you won't have just learned how to invest, why it's important. You'll have a plan for your own investments based on your life and circumstances. And you'll be able to implement this plan immediately and refer to it throughout your life.
To help you do this, we've designed a Making Money Grow workbook. Just click on the file name and either print the document or keep a digital version of it with you as you're going through the class. Again, there are assignments at the end of each lesson, and you'll be completing them in your workbook.
Okay, last but not least, we want to offer a few tips to help you get the most out of this class. Tip number one, while some of you may be prone to knock it all out in one day, there's really no reason to do that. So feel free to take your time if that's what you think you need to get through it all. If you find yourself at the end of a lesson and it doesn't quite sink in, there's nothing wrong with taking a break to refocus yourself or simply watching the lesson again. Tip number two, create a schedule for yourself so you're able to watch each lesson at a time that works best for you. For some of you, it may be a quick 30 minutes in the morning. For others, it may be 30 minutes while you're at the gym or after dinner. Whatever it is, let's use this time to block your schedule so you know exactly what time best suits your life. Tip number three, if you haven't already, join the Rich and Regular Facebook page so you can be connected with other Making Money Grow learners. This way, you can use the group as an additional resource for your learning. Oftentimes, others have had the same questions or expressed the same fears that you have, so this allows you to benefit from their experiences. Also, it allows you to pay it forward for the next person who may need answers to a question, advice on a personal dilemma, or just that added boost of motivation.
And one last thing, relax, try to have fun. I know it's common for people to be ready to dive in and be super serious, but we really want you to enjoy this class, and we've designed it to be both educational and entertaining. Because investing can be super intimidating and it can trigger a lot of overwhelming emotions like shame and regret. But if you bring that energy into this learning experience, there's a chance you won't be paying attention to the lesson and you won't get what you need out of the class. We really want this to be a positive learning experience, one that you remember as a turning point in your financial life. So if you find yourself getting worked up or distracted, take some time and try to center yourself. Now, to help with this, we've included several activities and assignments to help you overcome some of the emotional challenges that you may experience.
So thank you for allowing us to be a part of your financial story and your personal development. This is only the beginning, but please know
that we are just as excited as you to see how your story ends.